Test, test, test. Test, test, test.
I once fell at a vast layer beneath my feet.
What's this?
I once gazed upon the distant horizon.
That distant horizon.
I once looked up at the steep. I once looked up at the steep. I once.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. There we go. Hello. There we go. Okay. I bet your Bessy's asleep. I better go check on her. Oh, no, I hear her. There she goes. All right. Do 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 do. Well, I found something to do for a giveaway. So we have look at this lovely here. So I found this when I was cleaning up. And it is another version of the I probably shouldn't go over this right now. But it's another version of the one that we use during our games. So that's the one that we use right there during our games. I put some little pads on the bottom and painted it. Kind of put some black paint on the Pulp Alley part of it. You still can't really see it, but it's there. And I found another one. This one hasn't really been touched up as much as the other one was. And the bigger difference is that I made this one slightly larger so that it would fit card sleeves. But it's been sitting for like the last 5 years or so in
Minimum.
a box. Huh?
I said minimum.
A minimum of 5 years.
Yeah.
So been sitting in a box for 5 years. So I thought we might try and give this away sometime. I probably won't do it tonight, but we'll definitely be looking at giving that away.
Can you pass me the mouse?
Uh-huh. We will officially go live in a little less than 2 minutes. Does anybody out there do Games Workshop miniatures? When I don't have my glasses here.
Oh dear.
Where are my glasses? Oh no, I don't have glasses.
I got a boo-boo. I cut my thumb.
Oh. Oh. On what?
Knife. Kind of knife fight
That happens.
with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You got to watch them. They're dangerous. 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 I want to get these put together. I'm not going to use them right away, though. I got to focus on the things that I'm actually.
Yep, we got to focus on our focus.
Got to focus on the
items.
focus. I came up with some new ideas for mishaps today. So the number of mishaps are growing. I think so. The idea is that how are we doing on time? It's not 8 o'clock yet. Okay.
Mere seconds.
What else can we talk about? Max is starting school in about a couple
6 days.
weeks. Couple weeks, or
6
6 days. Can't read anything.
A mishap. Head explode. Mishap. Gum stuck on your shoe. GW says he doesn't use the new ones, but he still has tons of the old school Games Workshops to paint.
Yeah.
Ray says he paints them, but he doesn't use the rules.
So are they getting bigger? Are they just continuously getting bigger, the miniatures? I don't know. I got a couple during Max's hospital stay for that week that we were down in Oklahoma City. there's actually a Games Workshop store down there. So I think I went by there a couple times just to loiter. But I did buy a couple things. Bessie even went with me one time. Um, so she got to listen to a very long rules dispute between a couple folks that were in there trying to play the new 10th edition, which yeah,
Hey, guess what?
what?
It's time.
Yeah, yeah. Anywho, and it just felt like I did pick up a couple boxes of miniatures I thought were kind of cool. And still, I think they have awesome looking miniatures. But um, they did feel a little bit bigger than what I expected them to be. I'm going to go get my glasses. I need my glasses.
I'll go get them. Where are they?
No, I'll get
No,
them.
I will get them. I will get
I'll
them. You
go.
stay here.
I'll
I'm already
go.
here.
I'll
already
go. You don't know where they're at. It's not like I know. I don't know where they're at either. I don't know where they're at. I gotta get something to drink. I'm gonna run up to Sonic for a little bit. So, hey, I wanted to let you guys know, and folks ask about these. So, we got some new of these industrial wall sets in. I really like these walls. These are by Rubicon Models. Why is that not working? It's plugged in. Maybe it's not plugged in. Let's try again. Have you tried shutting it off and turning it back on? Okay, let's try it now. If you see a black screen, don't worry, it's just me. Oh, looky there. So I like leaving them where I can take them apart. So in other words, most of this stuff is not actually glued together. Some of it is. So if you get one of these, like I don't necessarily like the idea of gluing it together and always having to have it like this, because I may want to do a wall that just stretches all the way across the table, right? Thank you, dear heart.
Welcome.
Hey, Red Mist is on there. Red Mist is. Oh, those are filthy. What did you do? Did you drag them through mud on the way? Oh, I gotta clean them. Red Mist is on here from Tucson. Big thank you to Gregory for joining. Let's see. Gregory is John Slattery, one of the buddies that you play with once in a while. I think maybe that was in Tucson, Arizona. We were talking about the cool pieces that he sent to us, and I think we actually even have a video planned for that next week all by itself. Derek Bitus says they are huge in the scale of their miniatures. Are they just getting continuously bigger? Because I used to play, Games Workshop stuff religiously for like, I don't know, 20 years or so. So it's not like I don't have a ton of it already, but then I got these and I was like, wow, these are huge. Why do they look so big? I mean, I think they're still usable. Trying to read everything. Those Rubits are cool. Rubits? What Rubits? Oh, the Rubits on here. Yeah, aren't those neat? I like those. I got those for about 25 cents a piece. So that was a heck of a deal. And I bought a chunk of them. You guys know how many of those I got?
12. More than 12.
So these are out of like one of those these are out of one of those Hero Clicks games. So I popped them off their Hero Click base. There's some Marvel or DC thing. I'm not comic book savvy, so I don't know anything about that stuff. But as soon as I saw them, I thought, oh, there's something I could use. So these actually came painted. I think I may have dipped them just to give them a little bit of a dirtier look. And then I rebased them. And heck yeah, we're going to use those. We're going to use those very, very soon, possibly even this Sunday. So we're going to maybe have our apocalyptic Amazons here from from Lucid Eye. So I think we'll have these ladies taking on a big old horde of ribbits. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
They do look like the Doctor Who robots.
They do kind of have a Cyberman look
Mhm.
to them, but they're not. I don't even remember what they are in the comic book world, like M2s or something like that. Marvel or DC comic book thingies. But they were part of those Hero Clicks things, right? And you'd get them in those boxes, and they were a fairly common uh, robot that you could pick up. And I found a online source that sold individual models, that sold the individual, like would open up those boxes and then sell them individually. And these poor little things were only going for about 25 cents. Nobody wanted them. So I like scarfed up as many as they had, bought their whole collection of them. So for 25 cents, yeah, I'll take all you got of those. They keep multiplying. They look like Cybermen. Those are cool. Game Talk just says you could only play with their minis and only their minis that are currently sold. Isn't that just the most bizarre thing in the world? Hey, there's a neon here. I see her right there. From far away, they look like the Rubbits from Doctor Who. Yeah, yeah. What a steal. Yeah, yeah. I considered myself lucky as soon as I found them. There was a glut on the market, and they very quickly went up in price after that. That was they didn't stay at 25 cents for long. Um, but yeah, you can find cool little things like that. Time break, time, space, and play Monopoly with Games Workshop minis. That would be fun. He's building a Rubit army, collection of Rubits.
Stop saying it like
You
that.
what am I saying?
Tattoo.
Tattoo? What did I say?
Tattoo.
Did I?
It's tattoo.
Oh, okay. Uh, you have to have a reason for your players to have to replace their armies. Oh dear Lord. It's like, man, bless their hearts. Uh, it's an interesting business model. It's a very interesting business model. It boggles my mind that they get away with it. Dave, do you use that honey oak on everything? Yes, just about everything I do. I put it on there. Yep, just about everything I do, I put a dip on, whether it's terrain or miniatures or anything in between. And here's the can of wood finish. Golden oak is the actual name. Golden oak is the
Golden
one.
oak.
Semi-transparent. And I finally broke down and bought a new can. So I had,
Wow.
yep,
I thought it looked pretty clean.
yep. The old can was finally starting to break down that I bought, 15 years ago or something. So one of these cans will last me about 15 years. And then I have to buy a new one. And I put that, of course, this was all dipped. When I say dip, I mean dip. I don't brush it on. I will submerge this and put it down in that can and dip the whole darn thing. And just exactly the same with these individual models. So once in a while, I'll put on, latex gloves and do it. But most of the time, I'll just use my fingers and dip them down in it. But yeah, I think it adds a nice amount of dirtiness to the model. What do you guys think? Um,
Dirty.
it gives it a dirty look. That's basically what I do is I put on my base coat and then I dry brush and then I dip and then I'm done. And that's just good enough is good enough around here. And then I'm good to go. So I want to remind you guys again that I'm talking about giving one of these away. So this one is actually put together and assembled. It is slightly bigger than the one that we use on Sundays. We're not going to do the giveaway tonight. We'll probably talk about it because I just found this and I haven't really had a chance to talk about it with Bessy. This is Max's birthday month. So we're going to probably try and figure out something to do and give this away sometime maybe around Max's birthday. Max is starting school in 6 days, so that's pretty awesome.
His birthday's in 10 days.
His school is about a 15-minute walk from here. So we walk there. We've already done a few practice walks back and forth. And we did one today, and I had
June.
baby June in her stroller, and I pushed her in her stroller up to the school. And Grandma, Bessy's mother, actually works at the school. She's a speech therapist.
Mhm.
And so we went up there and she was there. So we went to her new classroom and yada yada. It was a big time. So, and plus his birthday's right around the corner too. So
Mhm.
it is train crazy. Train crazy. What's Woot, I made it. Company that happens to make poorly written games. Yeah, yeah. But they keep trying, don't they? Every few years they realize, you know what? This game just doesn't work. We better make a new one.
Let's make a new one.
Everybody, we're up to version 10 of making the same game. One of these years they might get it right. Like that's not a reality, right? They're not changing the game because anything's wrong with it. They're changing the game because they want to sell brand new boxed games. So, you know, bless their hearts. I hope it works for them because it certainly seems to. Yeah, the fact that Joey's starting off to school. So we got the new industrial walls in. I got about 4 boxes of those. If you want one of those, get over there and get one fairly quickly. I don't know if this is one full box set that I have sitting out here. How many does it say it comes with? So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wall sections.
It says 4 sets included. Is this the whole set?
So that would.
So that'd be.
So that's only half of it.
Well, if
Let's
it's
see.
4 sets and there's
Uh-huh.
3, so 3 times 4 is 12. So yeah.
That's all of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
No,
I
you
should
said
have.
half. So
I should have 6 more sets somewhere.
if their math is mathing.
Okay. All right. So this must be half a box that I have sitting out here. That's not even a full box that I have sitting out here. Yeah. Yeah. So I thought I had. Well, anyway, I'm not going to worry about it right now. So
Nobody
the other
panic.
thing that we're going to do this Sunday is we're going to continue our Apocalypse Alley sort of theme.
Mm-hmm.
So far it sounds like we're going to introduce 2 brand new leagues. So I really think we're going to use our Apocalypse Amazons here. Apocalypse Amazons. Very cool. These are some Lucid Eye miniatures. I don't know if you guys saw the video I did today about Lucid Eye, but I really do like their miniatures and have been slowly collecting more and more of them through the years. They're getting a little bit harder for me to find. So if you're in the UK, you probably have a lot easier time of finding them. And then I think I feel like I want them to fight a robot horde. So I'm gonna figure out something and we'll do something along that lines. If Phil is on here, is Phil on here?
I haven't seen them.
Switch over to one-page rules. I've heard folks talk about one-page rules, and I haven't really broken down and looked at them yet. It sounds kind of interesting. I don't know. Does it feel kind of gimmicky though? It's like, do you really just need 1 page of rules? I don't know. I don't know that I could do a game that I would really actually enjoy with 1 page of rules. I don't know. It just seems like it would be either really limiting or something.
Maybe
I don't
it's
know.
very small font.
Maybe it's a very, very small font.
Like those
No,
cards.
the QRS is just 1 page.
It ends up being about 5 pages.
Oh, okay. All right. You could probably get away with that then. Yeah.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah. Yeah. We could do something like that. Okay. Rewrite the rules. Yeah. Yeah. Quick reference sheet. Yep. Zombie robots. Oh, that's right. We could have zombie robots. Anyway, I wanted to remind you guys if you would like to play with us on a Sunday, and unfortunately, I've lost track of one of the people that actually threw their hat in the ring and said they wanted to sign up. So I may have to have Bessy see if she can help me hunt down. So if there's somebody out there right now that already signed up, was it Clyde? Who? Dennis? I can't remember who it was now, and I can't find my notes. It was a bad time to sign up because I can't remember where it's at. Free online army builder too.
Scudfisher did at one point
What's that?
sign up.
Scudfisher signed up.
Oh, Bob Dole.
I think Bob Dole wanted to play.
Oh, Bob Dole.
Hi, I'm Bob Dole. Scott Fisher, are you up for playing in a couple weeks then? You want to play in a couple weeks? I think Charlie might have. Okay, well, tell Charlie to hit me up again. So this would just be a good time that if you're interested in playing on a Sunday, right now we're not really doing a campaign. Okay, Scott Fisher, well, send me a Facebook message or an email just to try to make sure that we get you on a list and that I have a means of communicating with you effectively. Preferably, if you could send me something. I think you've sent me something on Facebook before. You're up in Canada, aren't you? I think. So send me a message on Facebook because we need to make sure we have something on there because that's how we communicate during game day. Also, is with Facebook. Um, as far as our next campaign, we're not really taking a sign up for that yet, but I do think that we'll probably start one up within the next couple. Oh, that's him, Mike. That's it. Okay.
Yay.
Wait, are you suggesting that Scudfisher is not your real name? Is that an alias?
I think
Oh,
Mike might be the alias.
you think Mike might be the alias?
He was working on a nickname. And Mike.
Mike. So as far as he got, that's a good alias. It is
Montreal.
a blessing. Montreal. I've been Mike the whole time.
What?
Okay.
Talk about a twist.
So we had we had a question about a combo, and I think it's a cool combo, and we've seen it and we've used it, and it's kind of cool, but it's not something to be concerned or to freak out or anything like that. It does take some adjustments, and I think anytime you have a player that kind of focuses their character to do a specific thing, um, then they're going to be good at that one thing, but then that leaves like some gaps, right? So if you make a leader level character that is really good at shooting, then you don't want to fight that character in a shootout, right?
Mhm.
You have to adjust to who you're fighting, and you have to kind of think about that. If you're up against a leader level character that is really good at brawling, well, you want to try to avoid getting into a fisticuffs match with them. So one of the new combos that have kind of surfaced and people have asked about a few times is combining something like gambler and oh crap, I can't remember what it is. Gambler and um,
Don't touch anything. Gambler.
gambler and sleuth.
Oh, where you get, so then you get 2 cards and then you can
Yeah.
burn it off to
Yep.
become the director.
Yep. Because sleuth, yeah, gambler and sleuth, yeah. So it lets that character draw a lot of cards. But if you've played enough, you probably have come to the realization that the cards really aren't that big a deal. It's not unlikely that I end a game with, 6 cards in my hand, just because half the time I probably forget, and the other half of the time I'm just saving them for a really good moment to play them, and
That
maybe
never
that
comes.
maybe that never comes up. I had plenty of opportunities to have played them, but I just held on to them. And so it's a really good card drawing thing, but it uses up 2 of your leader's slots. You only got 3 slots. So if you're really banking on, look at me, I draw cards. This isn't one of those games where you're customizing your deck and drawing lots of cards is going to be this huge thing. It is good. And it's a good type of character. Card drawing characters are cool, just like stealth characters can be cool, just like brawling characters and shooty characters. All of those character types
But you're giving up something to get that.
can be cool, but they're definitely giving up something. Basically, they're handing over 2 of their slots simply to draw cards. So they're going to draw lots of cards, and it's just that not that big a deal. One of the
But it could
players,
certainly come in handy.
it can be, yeah. There can
Certainly.
be moments when a card could like save your tuchus, but if that's what you're banking
Or if I
on,
need
I
to be the
just
director. that's
dodgy
huge.
leaders also. You can make a leader that's very dodgy, and those characters also
Like,
have.
is it Minerva that's super dodgy?
She's not super dodgy. Minerva's not super dodgy, but
She dodged
she's
away across the table once.
she's dodgy. Okay, she's dodgy, but you could make her more dodgy. She's not as dodgy as she could be.
She's dodgy.
She's dodgy. She's only got one eye, so she has no depth perception. So she's not that great.
To stand on her left side.
Hey,
She'll
I
never
wanted
see
to tell
her.
you guys one more thing about something that if you're not a subscriber to our channel, you ought to be. Get subscribed to our crazy little channel. She's mad dodgy. Sean Hudson throws in there.
Still in the director can definitely
Anything that makes
be good.
me steal the director is always welcome. Yep, gambling. Yep, gambler is pretty cool. It costs you a card, or especially if you fail it, but you're going to build your character around it. But that,
Aw, Scud Fisher. He'd subscribe twice
Aw.
if he could.
so if you're building your character around it, then you're going to be putting a dice into your last dice is going to probably go into one of your action abilities. I mean, your last ability, right? So you're going to take gambler, you're going to take sleuth, and then so that only leaves you with 3 dice in all of your action skills. So what are you going to? You got one more slot. What are you going to take? Are you going to take like something that helps out your finesse or your cunning or something like that? Otherwise, are you going to just put all your 3 dice down there, and you're going to leave your 3 dice 10 in dodge, and then you're going to have 2 die 8 in brawl and shooting? You're there's just it just it's a cool character. It's just not groundbreaking. It's not going to break the game if somebody does it. It's not that big a deal. Yes, you have to adjust the way that you play against them a little bit, but it's just not a big deal. Accredited mercenaries, one eye, runs around with a discredited Sikh and 3 nefarious bandits. She actually has 2 eyes underneath that patch.
If you'll notice, she flips it over from side to side.
She has a gypsy eye underneath that patch. Ice cream maker ability. Hey, I don't know if anybody, I don't normally talk about this stuff, but I think it's worth talking about because it's really cool. And that is there's a Kickstarter going right now for Fire and Ice board game and plus a bunch of comic books. So if you're not familiar with Fire and Ice, you ought to be. Fire and
That's
Ice.
a big
Fire
talk.
and Ice is classic from what, like 80 from the early 80s. It's a Ralph Bakshi, the fellow that did those old Lord of the Rings and Hobbit cartoons.
Aw.
So he did
That's
another
nice.
one called Fire and Ice, which was love the Dark Wolf mini. Yep, yep. So Fire and Ice, A Gray Day says 1983. Yep, early 80s. So Fire and Ice is this really cool fantasy movie. It was one that I just, again, just kind of made me fall in love with the whole genre of, the fantasy stuff. It's not got a huge, elaborate story, and obviously, a animated movie from 1983. It's not Disney quality by any means, but it is cool. It is cool, and if you, yeah, Frank Frazetta's work is just all over it. So if you're a big Frank Frazetta fan, if you're a Ralph Bakshi fan, if you're a fantasy fan, yep, get old rotoscope. So, which was also used a lot in the heavy metal movie too. Anyway, it's definitely worth going over to Kickstarter and checking out the Fire and Ice Kickstarter that's going right now. I pledged for the boxed game. It looks like it's fairly reputable. I kind of hate pledging on Kickstarter because every once in a while you pledge for something that just kind of disappears. Sarah Frazetta, Frank's granddaughter, is also backing it. So looks really cool. I have the VHS tape. Yep, yep. I have it on DVD. So
When did you get that?
Oh, like years ago.
Hmm.
Years ago, lady.
VHS. Those are
Yeah.
good times.
I had it on Betamax.
Pervert.
Roy Thomas. Yep, and Jerry Conway too. Yep. Yep.
Oh, it's free to watch on the
Free to watch on
YouTubes.
YouTube. Yeah. And it's a joy. You have to take it, you have to look at it through the lenses of 1983. Look at it through the lenses of 1983 and just sit back and enjoy, the fun. It's a ball to watch. But definitely worth checking out. I think they're about halfway to their goal right now. And so the box game, I don't have high hopes for the game itself, but it's got some cool looking miniatures in it. It's got some cool Frank Frazetta art going on, and Frank Frazetta to me was just like a god when I was a kid, and growing up in high school. I wanted to grow up to be Frank Frazetta, so I did a lot of Frank Frazetta esque doodles when I was a kid, thinking I was going to grow up to be an artist. But yeah, just really really cool stuff. Check out the Fire and Ice Kickstarter. I think you'll like it.
Agreed, Manny. We also have no VCR.
Yeah, I need a VCR though.
They are crazy expensive
I
these
have
days.
I have some old VHS tapes that I would actually like to go back and watch.
We
So
got our hands on one, but it
yeah,
didn't work.
we got our hands on somebody's old VCR, and
Well, it worked for them.
no, it didn't.
My sister wouldn't lie. You know what? Maybe she would just to get it out of the house.
Yeah, because she hasn't come back for it. So if it worked for her, it's weird because she's just leaving it at our house.
Well, she knows it doesn't work because I told
Taking up
her.
space.
She knows it doesn't work. She's not going to take it back.
I'm gonna take it over there. On
This
Sunday.
ding dong ditch.
Yeah. Ring your doorbell and run off. You got a VCR left on your front porch. Boys and girls, thank you so much. So right now I'm working on the playtest packet for the spells. So Ray, I know you sent me an email about it, and somebody else did, wanting to help out with the playtesting. And I'm not ignoring you. I'm just ignoring you at the moment because I have just a limited amount of time to work on stuff, so I have to kind of shuffle things around. But I'm working on the playtest packet for the Pulp Magic, and then maybe it'll take me a couple of weeks to get that done. I don't know. Maybe it'll be done tomorrow. It just depends. I'm not professional enough to know how any of this works. So when it's done, I'll start sending that out to some play testers just so they can kind of read through. I think it's important to remember that the playtest packet is really just for play testers, and everything in it is probably going to change at least a couple times. I'm not writing it to be published as published book. It is being written simply for the playtesters, so it will have gaps and holes, and that's part of what I need the playtesters to find. I'm also not using, what I would consider to be the normal language that I would use to write that sort of stuff. So it's a little looser in its terminologies and stuff as well. So it's through the playtest process and through the questions testers that we kind of tighten all of that stuff up. Anyway, that's where we're at on that. And that's all we have to talk about today.
Okay. All right.
Bessy, play us out of here. Good night, everybody. We love
Bye.
y'all. Love y'all.
Oh,
Thank
we
you so
love
much for
you.
joining us tonight. We'll
Mwah,
see you soon.
mwah.
Play us out of here, Bessy.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Bessy. Oh, is that all we're gonna do?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yes. End it.
Is it? We're just gonna end it like that?
What, you want to shake your tushy on the camera? That's your other channel. Stop. Hit end.
What?